In the fall of 2020, I started an Inktober project called Magical Shit. I worked on that project for about 6 months and then took a break for about a year. I have moved studios since then and managed to finish Inktober in full in 2021, but have left this project abandoned for quite some time. So I decided to reevaluate, change the layout of the zine that I wasn't really caring for, and get back to work. The only question is, can I finish before the end of the year? Hello there, and welcome to or welcome back to my Magical Shit adventure. In today's video, I am working on spread 16 for my Magical Shit zine project. My dog is snoring pretty loudly next to me, so I apologize if you can hear him. He's very sleepy today. So for this spread, I decided to do a communicating with the dead spread and have a Ouija board, crystal balls, and tarot cards on this spread. This one took a lot of patience because there was a lot of text, and I'm slowly starting to regret my decision to try to hand letter over the text that I had put in the spreads with Procreate. I originally had wanted that perfectly imperfect handwritten look for the zine, and because I had already finished half of the zine already, it's too late to go back and switch it up and add the text afterwards, which kind of sucks for me because when I'm going to put the zine together, it's going to be a lot harder for me to edit the paper out of the image with all this text there, so I'm very curious and a little stressed as to see how I'm going to put all of this together at the end. But what's done is done, and you can't go back and switch it up now, so I want the whole zine to look cohesive even though I'm doing it almost 2 years apart from the start date, so what can you do? So yeah, this was a very challenging spread, and you know, with this very little illustrations there are on it, like I feel like I could have just done all the illustrations and then added the text afterwards, and that would have gave me extra room for editing after, like the text. So I've been sending my Procreate images to a good friend of mine who is graciously editing them for me and just making sure they're right before I even print them out. So we're like double and triple checking those, and I am going to be sending her a free copy of the zine as a thank you for helping me with the editing, because I don't think this scene would have been nearly as good without her. So fingers crossed we made no mistakes, and if we did, they're just basically in there now unless I can hand edit them later digitally, so we will have to see. So yeah, part of me is definitely crying on the inside because I probably could have done all of this illustrations and text digitally and not only had finished it faster but been more confident with the end result because there was room for editing and whatnot, and I could easily edit out the paper by just removing the background in Procreate. So it's something to think about in the future for future projects like this, but it was an Inktober project, so naturally I did want to use ink. So we are where we are. I do plan and hope to make a graphic novel one day, so I will probably be doing that all digitally just for editing's sake and things like that, just so everything comes out right and I can control the print quality and adjust the the settings and the contrast and all the color editing systems later on and produce a better project, but or a product. But all in all, I'm really happy with how this project is coming out, and I'm really glad I decided to pick it back up again, because I don't know, I just don't like leaving things unfinished, and I don't want to be that person that just abandons projects just because I got tired of them or it got too hard or anything of that sort. So I'm really excited to get this zine project finished. I also planned on finishing this video sooner, but unfortunately chaos ensued, so I'm just kind of learning how to paint through the chaos, and I'm really grateful that I officially have a quiet studio space to go and hide in when I need a break from reality. So that has been really beneficial and really helped me concentrate and focus on what I was doing instead of hearing things in the background like the kids down the hall or some TV or dogs barking and things like that. So that the new studio has definitely been a huge help in completing this project. I also bought a new pen and nib set. I actually got this for Christmas last year, but obviously just started to bust it out today because my other one was acting all funny and wouldn't write properly and whatnot. And this new pen and nib set is so freaking smooth. I love this so much, so I will give you guys the details on that in a separate video. But I am so happy with the new nib and pen set. Oh my god, it is so smooth and so nice to work with. The only bummer with it though is because the bottom of the pin where you hold it is so wide that it doesn't go in the ink jar without getting that whole part of the pen covered in ink. So I had to use my little containers you saw at the beginning of the video so I could dip without having to dip it all the way in the jar and get ink everywhere and get it all over my fingers, because that was just a disaster. I will try to find a link for it because we got it off of Amazon, or it came from Amazon, and I got it for Christmas last year. So I will try to leave that linked in the video description below. I highly recommend this pen and nib set. It's so nice to work with. So nice. Loved it. As for the rest of the spread, I really liked the Ouija board and the way the tarot card came out. For some reason, I didn't really care for the crystal ball. I mean, like, it's not ugly or anything, it's fine. I just feel like crystal balls that I've drawn in the past had turned out better. But unfortunately, it was digitally that I drew them before, and it's a lot easier to create like a cloudy effect within the crystal ball digitally, so I had a little bit of trouble with that aspect of it, but I think it came out okay in the end. It doesn't look very realistic or anything, but it definitely looks like a crystal ball, so I was really happy with it. But anyway, yeah, so that's another spread down and another check of the box off the list. So we officially have 16 spreads done, and we're going to be continuing on to another one. Here are the close-ups of the piece. And I'd like to say thank you to everybody that has been following along with this project. It's definitely a passion project and a labor of love, and I really appreciate you guys being here. Be sure to check the pinned comment for details on the giveaway for this. There will be 3 winners, and it is open worldwide. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.